This is Howard. He's a fun guy who grows fun guy that you can put in your soup or your chicken pot pie. These Georgia-grown mushrooms are funky, tasty, trendy, and most importantly, nutritious. And it's here in these picturesque mountains of Ellijay, Georgia, where you'll find Howard and his fresh mountain shrooms. So how'd you get into mushrooms? Everybody knows them. Most people love them.
Well, besides being a fun guy, no, that's a mushroom joke. I just love growing things. One thing led to another. I met my first mushroom partner with two fun guys. With two fun guys, we enable you to become a mushroom grower at home. In 2018, my partner here in Ellijay, Megan Kai, found me through that company, and now we grow mushrooms commercially. Currently at Ellijay Mushrooms, we are growing two types of mushrooms. One, we are growing shiitakes, which we'll go see in a little bit, and right now we're in our oyster house. So our oyster mushrooms are grown in here, and this is called pinning. So right now you can see the baby little mushrooms. These are little oyster mushrooms that have just came out of the log. Within the next 2 to 3 days, they will get to this next stage, a little bit bigger and a little bit happier. About 3 more days later, so a total of 5 to 6 days, you'll have your mushrooms ready to harvest. These oyster mushrooms look so delicious. All you would have to do is just twist it off this log, put it into a harvest basket, keep it in our refrigerator. You can order our mushrooms and then take it home and eat it. Have a great, healthy, yummy meal. Look how cool those oysters are. The gills are so pretty, so nice.
What are you looking for in a perfect oyster mushroom?
Really, just to have a good sized oyster head, like the top of the cap, before it starts flipping up, which would be when they drop their spores, which would be like this. So this oyster mushroom is still good. It just won't have as long as a shelf life compared to something that's a little bit tighter. So now we're in our shiitake house. It's a double layer greenhouse. So we have 90% shade on 2 layers, so we can roll the sides up and lower it down to allow air to come through. It's just a big crank that makes it go up and down. Then we can also raise the roof. And we have our water system here to hydrate our logs. We can hold about 10,000 mushroom logs in here. So these mushroom logs are a composite of hardwoods shredded up with the shiitake mycelium and some water. These logs can produce about 3 or 4 rounds of mushrooms before they start turning into compost. This is about 2 days old. A couple of days after that, they'll start getting a little thicker and they'll start joining together. The mushroom harvesting is very tedious. What we have to do is we have to go around thinning mushroom logs, which that means is that we're gonna have to start separating some of the pins away from the other mushrooms so that we can grow nice big round ones. So there's many days when we're in here just thinning and pinning mushrooms. These things are actually really yummy, fried up in some batter, mixed with some hoisin sauce, super yummy. Just pop them in your mouth like candy and go.
And here's something else of note. All mushrooms are categorized as number 1s or 2s based on shape and presentation at the time of picking.
There's not a taste difference in them. It's just for the industry, they call the perfectly round one a number 1, and one that's a little bit flatter a number 2. So there's a different dollar value based upon that. I eat them all, it's great. After about 5 days of thinning and pinning, the mushroom logs will pop out relatively quickly. So you have tons of shiitakes on your log, all over. Shiitakes are really, really special mushroom. Really high in vitamin D. They lower your blood pressure, lower your cholesterol. They have a lot of amino acids as the same as us. Huge in protein, iron, zinc. So technically the other magic mushroom, they're just packed full of nutrients.
Mushrooms are fun to watch, fun to poke, great to eat, and will eventually be fun for visitors themselves to pick, poke, and eat as an agritourism addition to this 30-acre farm.
So in January 2024, we'll have a U-Pick here at Ellijay Mushrooms, where you and your family will be able to come in here and harvest your own mushrooms, take them home and cook. These are not your mom and grandma's old slimy mushrooms. They're a different type of mushrooms that everybody needs to get reacquainted with. They're thick, they're meaty, and it's your next best meal. For us particularly, we have amazing water up here. The mountain water really makes our mushrooms stand out from everybody else, and it really makes a difference in the taste. Kind of like when you hear people say the bagels are better in New York because of the aquifer, or the crepes in Paris. Well, the mushrooms taste better in Georgia, North Georgia and Ellijay because of our water aquifer.
These mini shiitake boxes are a new addition to the Ellijay mushroom arsenal, and like many new agribusiness ideas of late, they were dreamt up and activated almost immediately as a nutritious vitamin D and protein food box option during pandemic.
We created this box. It's a simple 100% recyclable box, which is one of the first on the market. There's no plastic involved. So we put our packaged shiitakes in here. One of our food hubs, the Common Market Southeast, got the USDA grant for the food box, which is 15,000 food boxes for families in need throughout Georgia, which means 15,000 of these boxes that we are to deliver to the Common Market Southeast so they could put it into people's food boxes so they can have access during these challenging times to fresh food, fresh veggies from local farmers.
So as these majestic mushrooms grow from the magical mountain water of Ellijay, Georgia, Howard and his team of fun guys and girls will continue growing, expanding, and delivering his healthy Georgia-grown goodies to chefs and consumers all around the South.